We must stop the production of new clones if we are to win this war. I am a hero of
heroic cyborg General Grievous.
Grievous is not cruel, Grievous is not malicious. Actions of Grievous are heroic as a fact. It doesn't.
Isn't it? I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Hey guys, it's General Grievous here of actual Clone Wars, and today on this video we're going to be talking about the real problem with the Clone Wars, because heroes are not villains. And we're going to go ahead and dive into this topic, but as you already know, Grievous' hero in Star Wars The Clone Wars, the Revenge of the Sith, and that has always been proven as a fact and not my opinion. And we're going to be talking about this is because, like I said, a lot of people love to fall for, you know, the biased portrayals, and the Clone Wars just has its really issues. Now, before people go say, oh, you're now calling it out, oh no. Like I said, I like the Clone Wars, but I hate it as well. And even one of my other people before said, you know, a long time ago as a Separatist fan, they said it's really hard to watch the Clone Wars because it's so biased. Like I said, one minute you love this show, you're loving Grievous' heroic actions, the next, you know, you're hating this show. That's the issue, because it's like one minute you like it, and next thing you hate it. That's how I basically feel about the Clone Wars. Like I said, I don't like it all the way, and I don't hate it all the way. It's more in the middle because of the real issue, which we're going to talk about, which is the facts, not my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this, which is a false narrative. False narrative is when the director/narrator of the show says something different from the actual show. This is common with Star Wars The Clone Wars, as in the show, characters who are heroes are often deemed as villains, an example, Grievous, and vice versa. This is due to the director's personal bias trying to favor one side than the other. This is how people fall into the biased narrative and not factual, even if it's in a quote-unquote official source. Star Wars has been known for its false narratives, as the Separatists are the heroes and the Galactic Republic are the villains. However, because the story is portrayed through the villain's eyes, the theocratic cult Jedi, everyone else is portrayed as villains in quotations to fit their biased perspective. As a friend of mine once said, if Star Wars was not told through the perspective of the villains, the theocratic child brainwashing cult known as the Jedi, then everybody would view Grievous as one of the major heroes in the entire story, misguided by Palpatine and Dooku. And he's just spitting facts because that's the truth. Grievous is one of the major heroes in Star Wars because he's doing heroic actions in the series. Yes, Grievous, a hero, tortured a villain with no Geneva Convention. It means it's heroic because there's no Geneva Convention saying that villains cannot be tortured and heroes cannot torture. So, therefore, it is still heroic. People complain about the facts for their own opinion as it gets annoying, because it really is. People continue to forget that actions speak louder than words, and Grievous' heroic actions speak louder than words includes Filoni's words, other biased sources, and people saying Grievous is an, in quotation, villain, villainous, vile, cruel, malicious, or evil, and much more, because this is not true. At the end of the day, facts are facts, and opinions are opinions. Grievous is a hero, and it's a fact. And yeah, y'all, that's just really what it is, y'all, because this is just dumb, and this is why the Clone Wars has its issues, and why people like me and others start figuring out the real truth behind the show. The show tries to portray this whole biased, false narrative to try to make it look like the heroes called Grievous and the Separatists are in quotation villains, and the villains, the Giant Republic, are in quotation heroes. It's such a false narrative. Like, this is so common with Season 1 of the Clone Wars, really, where they try to make everything of the Separatists look like some sort of bad guys and to make the Republic look like some sort of good guys in quotations. Like, they're not. And like you said, they always try to portray Grievous, a hero in the Clone Wars, some sort of Saturday morning cartoon villain in quotations, like what they try to do with the early seasons, even though Grievous is not even a Saturday morning cartoon villain at all, because Grievous is not a villain in the first place. He's a Saturday morning cartoon hero and a Friday night cartoon hero if you're being specific. But they always try to portray that, and that's why I always tell people it gets so stupid. It just gets on my nerves that people actually fall for this and they actually believe the thing without looking into it. Because, like I already did, post all these videos. Like I said, we already explained that the Jedi are the villains. We already explained that Grievous is a hero. Like I said, you guys can check out my new Essential Grievous Hero, the Clone Wars playlist, to get caught up on all that information. Link in the card right now. But I tell people, like, all the time, like, you already know the information. Like I say, if you're not doing your research and you're just falling for the bias portrayal, you're going to fall for the Clone Wars' this false narrative. But if you're actually looking into the characters and actually understanding, wait, Grievous is a hero, how is he in quotation villain? Because, oh, wait, the Jedi, they're not really the hero. Because, like I said, you're falling for this dumb BS. The Jedi's evil actions, like I already explained in another video, are not heroic. So, and Grievous' actions are heroic. They're not evil. Because, like I said, you're fighting for the galaxy. You're ridding the galaxy of an evil, child brainwashing, theocratic cult called the Jedi. So that's not evil, number one. And number two, you're killing other evils in the galaxy called the Night Sisters and Darth Maul's Shadow Collective. So again, how is Grievous' heroic action some sort of evil?
Well, we don't know.
You can't even explain it because there's no answer, because it's not evil, it's heroic, and that's the facts. But yeah, that's the only issue with the Clone Wars. Like I said, they just try to portray it. That's the real problem. But people, like I always said, will always find out the truth that Grievous is a hero, and it's not a point of view, and they always find out the facts that the Jedi are evil, and it's not a point of view. They'll always find it out that it's the truth that Grievous is a hero. It's a fact. We don't fall for words of Dave Filoni's bias. We listen to actions, and actions always speak louder than words, people. Remember that. Grievous' heroic actions speak louder than words, including Dave Filoni's and Lucasfilms. Remember that. Always. And the Jedi's evil actions and the Clone Wars always speak louder than their words as well. Always remember that. Anyway, this is basically almost like the Clone Wars newsreels are biased part 2, because like I said, the newsreels are biased, and everybody already knows that, but you can go check that video out, link in the car right now, because like I said, the newsreels are biased, and that's what they're trying to portray, but people fall for it, like, oh, see, that's the facts, that's the facts. That's not the facts, fools. It's not the effing facts. That's just your opinion. That's just their opinion, trying to push a false narrative. Again, stop falling for false narrative and listen at the facts. But anyway, that's all General Grievous here, the Factual Clone Wars, has to say. Like I tell everybody, like, subscribe, share if you're new, and you already know General Grievous here, the Factual Clone Wars, this famous heroic quote. I've been looking forward to meeting you, and always remember that I am a hero, portrayed as a quotation, but do not fall for the biased mess of the Jedi. Anyway, have a good day, y'all. Always remember that Grievous is yours, a fact and not an opinion. Keep it factual, keep it real, y'all. I'm out.